he has to do is don't go in there and try to win it himself. That's the first and foremost thing that you tell a quarterback to do. Don't try to win yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, if you win the game, you're going to be the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Cam controls the game, don't get shook up by the rush, don't panic. Hopefully, again, that comes down to the play calling as well to help slow that down. Because I was able to see Jackson State against Grambling. And they slowed down in the second half, that pass rush. I seen the Jacoby. Again, he's been there before. He's been in the big game. He played a hell of a game in the championship game, in the national championship game, but he didn't play so well in the SWAC Championship game. So he's coming in. He's limping. Again, it comes down to the play calling where he don't get really involved in being able to put pressure on him because he's really not a guy that likes to get out of the pocket. But it seems that this Lockhart kid has stepped in and pretty much have done some of the same things that Jacoby has done. So he's not that far off. I like what both of you guys said about who you play. I think it's just a feeling that TC is going to have to get going into this game. I think that you can't go into this game and just come out and open up and zipping the ball everywhere. I think it's got to be a strategy. It's got to be a good pairing or pairing that, and at halftime, that's, I think, when the game is going to be won. Who's going to make the right adjustments in this game? Because both defenses are great. But, everybody's talking about Jacoby. But I'm telling you, Prairie View's got a kid over there that's peaking it. And then they got another kid that's coming off the bench is just as good. Mm-hmm. So I think one of the biggest things is what I said earlier. Who's good? Who's the playmaker? Who can make a difference? Is that kid Rembrandt? I think he can make a difference. And like you said, Coach Fred, all you got to do is give him that, and he'll take you to the house. LC, you faced a lot of great quarterbacks in your championship years, Tony Romo and all the greats. What did you think, and you're a defensive guy as well, going into a championship game?
Well, I can't relate on, both of those quarterbacks because, we were playing during the same time, they were playing. But it's just like you said, the quarterback got to be able to manage the game and, not throw the game away or doing something different that, wasn't in the game plan. And I think that's the main thing. Sometimes a lot of players get into the big show, can't handle the big show. And we're going to see that the matchup between these guys because it seems like both teams got quarterbacks that are kind of like, up and down a little bit and just going to see, which one of them going to, be prepared and ready to, to do the right thing for their team to win.
Yeah. Now, Heiss, you think that Jacoby, because Lockhart is his first time coming into it. I know he's played at Jack State, but this is a big game for him. But if Jacoby walk in there, how much will that give Jackson State an advantage over Prairie View?
It's so the teams are so evenly matched. It's like it won't surprise me which way it goes. I think it may give them a little bit of a moral boost if he can play, if he's truly the leader of that team. And it's like you see your guy coming back, like you about to go fight somebody street against street, and you got the guy coming with you that got some hands. You feel like, okay, we all right now. But it's gonna be, can he protect himself and still be all right? So that's the way I look at it.
Fred, you played against both of them, right? Cam Peters, you played against Jacoby in your years. What you think when you compare them? Could you compare them? Well, how do you compare them?
Even though I don't think Jacoby wants to run, he can, and he's a big kid, right? Yeah. 15. I'm sorry, 15. If anybody from Jackson's listening, 15. But he's a senior, so it's cool. He can run. He's a big kid, but again, if he's not 100%, that's something different. the kid from Prairie View, CP, has really gotten better as the season went on. And I think once they settled in and, he continued to get more and more reps, he's almost a kid that is over 2,000 yards. He has a really good go-to receiver as well. I don't want to play that kid short. He's almost a 1,000-yard receiver in this league, which is big time. But I just think from a leadership standpoint, somebody that's been in it, somebody that's done it, I think, that edge goes to 15.
Yeah. Let's talk about the two coaches. You got a national championship. Well, not a national championship, but they're taking a team to the national championship, has won conference championships, been in the SWAC. You got T.C. Taylor that has won a championship, is in the SWAC. And the great thing about it for the fan base, one's an offensive guy and one's a defensive guy.
Coach,
go ahead?
Now, I just was gonna say, from my standpoint, last year, and I never worked on the staff with Coach Taylor, but our paths have crossed. I was happier for him and Jackson State University with him being a head coach, 100%. Leading into the championship, than almost if my own brother would have led him to. It's one of them. I felt like that's a dude that's like me that did that. Yeah. And the gutsiest call, I think, that it sort of went under the radar when Jackson got the ball back, and I think everybody thought they were going to sit on it. And when he let Morgan throw that pass, I'm like, oh, wow, that was a big-time call right there. But I was happy for them. And like I say, it's some still waters that run deep between Southern and Jackson. But I was happy as heck for that man and Jackson State University when they won that championship.
Coach, I felt like I was on that field.
Yeah.
It was just great. I mean, that feeling, man, I'm telling you, that a career coach,
yes,
HBCU career coach, a damn hell of a damn football player. Shit, when he called on us, he'll see about 200 yards in that game when we played him.
Yeah.
To walk and put that trophy up, man, shit, tears came to my eyes.
Yeah.
It's like you just said, Coach, I felt that was me.
Uh-huh.
I felt good about T.C. Taylor, seeing him as a player when we played against him, and he was a great athlete doing that, and a guy always carried himself very professionally, and not just saying that, but just me being around him and being at the coaches convention, and he wasn't these standoff type guys. He was kind of consult, with everybody, and then when he was trying to look for a job and stuff, I seen him work at the convention, walking around and doing the different things, and then when he was at Jackson State, as came when Dion was there, he sat there, he paid his dues, sat quietly and didn't say anything. And then when they turned around and gave him the job, I was just very proud that they brought one of their own, back as a coach and seeing what he did. So it shows you that young coaches in the SWAC that come through, they can do the same thing if you're trying to bring somebody else in. Sometimes you got to realize that you got the right guy was right there at Jackson State, and look what he's doing now. And that's what I just say. Sometimes be proud of your own production out of your own conference.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fred, put your head. We working on your head job too, Fred. Put your hat on. How do you stop 2 or 3 ways or one way that you slow down a TC Taylor offense, and how do you move past number 3 in the nation and number 1 on third down defense of Jermaine Jackson? What you have to do?
First of all, I just want to chime in on what y'all said about Coach TC. And I've said on several shows, man, the fact that a first-time head coach was given an opportunity for somebody who, as you just let in, possibly looking to be a first-time head coach. And, Coach Taylor didn't have the celebrity tag, so to speak, but he just came in with the work. AD actually gave him an opportunity, and he showed what he could do with it. And I think for that part was big, even though he was a bitter rival. I was happy he was given the opportunity and he was able to make good with it, because for future guys that want to become head coaches, they can always point back to this. Now, into that with him being a former receiver, he don't call offense like a receiver. He calls offense like a running back.
Yep.
So, my thing would be to stop his offense is, we got to get movement. We got to make those big guys up front be a little hesitant in what they're doing with their blocking assignments. Meaning we got to move those guys, whether we're slanting, whether we're doing some TE stuff, whatever. We got to make sure that we muddy that up front versus his offense. And then we got to know where that little receiver is, just because, again, he can take a bubble screen 80 yards. So we got to know where he is. Defensively, we've got to move the pocket versus his defense versus Quinn. I think we've got to put his depth in the question. We got to see if the defensive player of the year can play all game. And then we got to put pressure on that secondary, if that's me on the other side. And then, if I'm going against Coach Jackson's offense, I just want to bend, don't break. Bend, don't break. Make them earn everything they do. They've had some big plays off of play action type stuff, RPOs, bend, don't break. And then, defensively, I want to put some of those guys in one-on-one situations. I think, on the corner, they're okay. Obviously, they're in a championship game, so they're more than okay. But I want to see if those corners can hold up as long as the game goes on without having that safety and linebacker help, because that's where they're really strong. So I want to get the ball to the perimeter. Offensively, put the pressure on them, turn up the tempo, because I don't know how deep they are. So just turn up the tempo and see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, wait, one thing, because I don't want to. We got 3 championship coaches. We haven't talked about one phase of the game, special teams.
Yeah.
We got. I know you. We talking a lot. I want to talk about the ground level thing, because you got a guy at Jack State, Travis Terrell, that can single-handedly flip this game. So I want to talk, and Coach Cole, LC Cole, being a defensive guy and putting this talk, and I'll go around the horn. Talk about how important overall special teams is in a game like this. And then I know, because Coach Cole, you haven't watched these guys, but Coach Northern and Coach Fred, some of the special team guys, and the kicking game, punting, and because we know SWAC kickers can also be good at badass scrambling, you know what I mean? Things like that. So Coach Cole, big brother Cole, talk about special teams in a game like this, and then we'll go around the horn to Coach Fred and Coach Northern about the specific players on making plays.
I've been a special team coach ever since I started in the coaching. And like I said, it's 3 phases of a football game. There's offense, there's defense, and there's special teams. Special teams is the one that's going to put you in good field position. You got a good punter, put him in bad field position. You got a good guy who can return it, going to put you in good field position, because the whole game is about field position, where you start with that ball. I would always want my offense not to start on the 10 or 20. I want them mugs to be at that midfield there. And when you get to midfield, you ain't never got another 50 yards to go. Mm-hmm. So field position, that's going to make a big difference with the special teams. I don't know what their average or what their punter is and their punt returner, but those will be major factors in the game.
Coach Northern, tell us about what you've seen from Jack State. And I know specifically what you've seen. Tell the people that we need to look for on special teams while with Prairie View and what you've seen from Jack State.
Well, I really do like Jackson's return guys. Like I say, I tell the truth, man. They got some special jokers when it comes to when they get the ball in their hand. And early in the season, Prairie View struggled on their kickoff team to the fact that they started sky kicking. People started complaining about the sky kick. And then when they started back kicking it deep, you saw why they were sky kicking. Now, Diego, a local kid from right here in Cypress, he can kick the ball out the end zone on some of his kickoffs. The punt return has been the punt team for Prairie View has been pretty good, minus the one that they got blocked. But I think the key is going to be not giving up the hidden yardage. I was a special teams coordinator my first job with Coach Williams. I would tell guys, know where the wind is blowing. I would rather than kick the ball over your head than let the ball hit in front of you and roll 20 yards. So you have to make those little bitty adjustments in the game. On kickoffs, catch the ball going with some momentum, not catch it, take 2 steps back, and then going. But I think those are going to be the keys. Another major key is the hitting yardage. I think both teams' kickers are going to be on point. I think Diego may have a little bit more distance, probably from, I'm going to say 55 in. Coach Jackson might say 52 in on the field goals. Punter's going to be tit for tat, even though Jackson's punter had a couple of them that were real short, a couple games. But I think that was just, jitters and all that. But that's going to be one of the major keys is whose kickoff team is going to play well and who don't let the ball roll 20 yards and have to get 2 extra first downs.
Coach
well, let me give y'all the weather condition, and y'all can keep talking about the special team. Be 53 the high, 43 the low, and it might be raining. So go ahead, Fred.
Jackson State has an excellent kicker who can put it through the back of the end zone. And, I would tell, PV, if you're not sure it's going through the back of the end zone, stay away from that other guy, right? Because he don't need a lot. As you saw last year, this year's numbers was down because everybody looked, hey, find out where he is. We're going the other way. And that's, pretty much that part of the game. And then, PV's got a decision to make. As Coach said earlier, they went to the sky kick. That's where you talk about the hidden yardage. As we talked about in our staff room leading up the year before, we didn't kick to him. We sky kicked it. We squibbed it, which gave them excellent starting field position, as Big Brother Cole just talked about. And you got to make a decision. If you want to try the kick and you're not sure you can get out of the end zone, stay away from him. But sky kicking it gives them a shorter field. So, you got to make a decision on that. And then, the punting part of it, Jackson State's near the bottom of the conference in punting yards. So, that's something that Prairie View can actually, if they can get them in third down situations and make them have to punt the ball, that can give them an opportunity to flip the field and control the tempo. Because, like I said, Jackson State's at the near the bottom, and then PV's on the top half. So PV's punt game is really good. And, Mr. Campbell, you bring that up. That is one of those things that you've got to make sure you understand where that guy is for Jackson, because he's a national player at that deal. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you know where he is. And if you can't put it out the back, you got to make sure you go the other direction because you don't want to make any mistakes in that situation, because that could be problems that you didn't prepare for because, again, that's that hidden yardage in that whole thing.
Yeah, Coach Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Let's start putting these cats on the spot and get some grades and see where we are. You ready for that?
Absolutely, Coach. Let's do it. So one of the things I just want one thing real quick, Coach. We talked about the offense. We talked about the defense. I wanted to make sure we got a special team. Now, Coach, want to really put y'all on the spot. And everything sounds like. Well, Coach, go ahead, get them started. I'm gonna let you get them started.
All right. Offensive line. LC, what grades you give Prairie View and Jackson State?
Well, I'm gonna give them even. I'm giving both B's because they wouldn't be there if they weren't good.
Yeah. Hey, Heisman.
Look, I'm gonna give them both A's actually, because you think the way that they run the ball, and I think Prairie View is only, and that goes into the quarterback play, is only giving up maybe 5 or 6 sacks the whole season. I don't care who you got back there. That's not a lot.
Yeah. Damn, we still at 0-0. Fred, I'm sorry. What you got?
I'm gonna go with the Big Brother Cole. You got to give them at least B, because if they wouldn't B-ish, they wouldn't be in that game. So I think if I had to go B+, I go Jackson. B, Prairie View for sure.
All right, here we go. Let's go tight end. Tight end. Both of them played with a little tight end. I know Prairie View, his is more of an H-back. He kind of swings out at the wide out end. Tight end, Fred?
I give Prairie View the edge in that situation. I give that kid there an A. And then I give the kid from Jackson, in the way they use him, I give him a B-.
Okay. LC.
I'm gonna flip what he just said and go to the other one, B+ and the other one B-.
Okay. All right, Heist.
I'm gonna give both of them outstanding. I give Prairie View the edge, A to B.
Okay. He called a big one against Texas Southern to win the game. All right, let's go. We got to go to the running back. They both Prairie View run with somewhat a committee, and Jackson State also has one or two, and maybe even go deeper at sometimes. Yes. What you think, Heist?
Look, I mean, it's gonna sound like I'm being too nice, but I think you got to give both of them A's. You know, you have Prairie View that had a couple 200 and 300 yard rushing game. Jackson State had a game where they had 3 guys go over 100 in one game. So I think you got to get that room of both schools. Both of them got to get A's, in my opinion.
Yeah. What about you, Fred?
I like what Coach said, but you have one guy go in that thing with 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So you gotta give him, the A+. That's hard to do. So I would give him an A+. Give that room an A+, and I would give the Prairie View room a B+.
Yeah. A. Miller was 1,000-yard rusher for Jackson State. LC.
I'll go with give Prairie View give them the B and give Jackson State the B.
You keeping up with the points, Campbell?
I like to go with the committee.
I'm just letting them talk. We good on that because I'm not going because here's the thing. Because what's going to end up happening, they're going to basically have the same grade. That's why they're both in the championship. That's why I already see it. I'd rather hear, to me, it's not so much the grade, it's about the analysis of the grade.
Right. You got Bingham for Prairie View, Rush for 824, and of course Miller for Jackson State over 1,000. All right, hey, the wide out. Let's just go probably the wide receiver group of Jackson State versus Prairie View.
I'm gonna give Jackson State the A because that's what they do, and then I'll give Prairie View the B.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Fred.
I'm like that. I'm gonna give them the because I really like that kid, so I'm gonna give them a A+. But Prairie View has a kid that's right there with him as well, and make sure that he gets a B+ as well. That room, but Jackson State has more to come with it, if that makes sense. Where I would give that room the nod.
Yeah, and speaking of the numbers, Wimbrand had 41 catches for 694. Dupree, 29 catches for 473, and Gardner, junior receiver, 32 catches for 445. So they do. That's really 3 that can go get it. We just know that Wimbrand can shut it down. What about you, Heist?
I would go the same way. I think the thing that makes Rimmer so special, if he's that third guy in the trips, you better make sure you got to slide somebody close to him because it's almost like the quarterback will come up and we call it stick or stab, and he may run up a couple yards and turn around, and they say, get that joker the ball. I don't care how you get it to him, and let him joystick his way to 12 yards before you know it.
I've seen it go for 60.
Yeah. And for our viewers, Rembrandt was playing with Mississippi Valley last year.
Yes.
And I mean, he went from playing tailback to slot to tight end to motion guy to flanker, and wherever he went, they threw the ball to him.
Mm-hmm. And he got there too.
He would take that. And just talking about Prairie View's receiving, they got Rockwell got 62 catches for 959, 25 for Dennis for 395, and Ojo receiving for 24 receptions for 285. So in that receiving crew got 11 touchdown passes to him. All right, the major spot, you got Cam Peterson, you got Lockhart, you got Jacoby.
I'm giving both of them B's.
Both B's.
Yep, both teams B's at quarterback.
All right, and let me say, Peterson threw for 2,000 yards this year, 143 for 225 attempts. He's averaging 63 completion rate. He threw 16 TDs and 6 INTs, and 4 of those INTs was just against Alabama State.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, he threw 2 damn near for most of the season. Of course, you know, on the other hand, you got J-State. Of course, we don't know if Jacoby is coming back. He has 1,175 yards to Lockhart's 1,000 yards. Lockhart completing 68%. Jacoby completing 61%. Jacoby threw 10 touchdowns. Lockhart threw 7. And together they got 4 interceptions, 2 and 2. What you got there, LC?
Oh, no, I said I told him I gave both of them B's because
okay. Which quarterback you get edge to?
They playing both, you know, they're going to be, if they end up playing multiple quarterbacks. So I just kind of say it's going to balance the game out to see how that goes. Going to make the difference.
All right, Heisman.
I'm going to get an edge to Cam, especially if the young kid has to play for Jackson.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you a question. If Jacoby Morgan walks out that door, then what do you say then?
It depends. Hey, do he walk out or does he limp out?
Do what you say, Heis?
Does he walk out or does he limp out?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Because see, listen. This will okay. Because this is very important. And as you all as coaches, you just said walk out or limp out. So I'm gonna throw that back at you. If he's limping, are you going to play him?
No.
Okay.
No.
So he walks out there. So let's go to the. So he walks out there. That means he's ready to play. To your point, right? So 15 is underneath the center. What do you say then?
Well, I just, for your question, I would just say I would know before the end of the week over whether he's going to play or not. I'm not going to play the game of him doing that, coming out there and all that kind of stuff like that. I don't put the kid in that kind of situation.
If Jacoby come out, I got three defensive coaches that's been coordinated. If he limps out, does that change your game plan? Does it change it to more pressure now? Let's move him off his spot.
I'm coming to get him.
Depending on which leg it is, I'm gonna see if he can run right or left. He's not gonna sit in one spot.
That's right.
He might if he's right-handed, all of my blitzes may come this way because I may want him to run to his left hand. So it's some strategy involved in playing against a quarterback that's hurt.
Fred?
I really like the young kid. And again, Coach Taylor would know better than I would. But if 15 is 80%, I got to go with the young kid. Plus he's hot. You know what I mean? So I would actually, go with him. But I would give the kid from PV an A, and the young kid building actually a B+.
Yeah, because the Lockhart kid, when you look at his numbers, his numbers are right below Jacoby's. It ain't like there is a big difference. My whole thing is, can I open up the playbook to Lockhart as much of can I open up the play with Jacoby? I know I could do that with him, but do you open up the playbook? Do that make Jackson State's offense a little shy?
Coach, can I add something?
Or predictable?
Yes. Can I add something? So one thing that I'm thinking when I'm talking about pressure, it might not be a lot of cover zero blitzes, because to me, if you cover zero blitz a young guy with some, just say if Savage is out there, he could throw a jump ball in his 50-50. You may actually clear the pitcher up for him. I'm going to bring pressure, and it's probably going to be some type of zone pressure or overload that now he still got to read parts of the defense. So, like I said, I'm talking about pressure, but I'm not talking about zero man-to-man back turn to the quarterback type of stuff.
Yeah, Fred, since you've been in the league, and I know you watch it every week, Heisman, watching the two quarterbacks, Cam and Jacoby or Lockhart, which one of them handle pressure the most? Or the best, I should say.
And again, I give the nod to the young kid because he was the last one we faced. We faced PV week 4, week 3, something like that. But just kind of watching him, he's a lot bigger than you think he is, Coach. As far as height wise, and he's put together. And he's kind of done some things since he's taken over that's been impressive for a young kid. Now he took some shots versus us. He kept getting up. We rattled him a little bit, but he was able to get back under control. And then that's where Coach Taylor comes into play, because now we're not just going out there nilly-willy throwing it 30 times a game. We're going to give it to that 1,000-yard rusher, and we're going to help him settle in. And, you know, I like him. I like his stature. He's, to me, prototypical 6'3", 215-ish, somewhere in there, with a strong arm. He's got guys around him, and he's got to be feeling himself right now. So, you know what I know, confidence is half the battle, and everybody else around him believing. And if 15 can't go, you got to believe that those guys have tailored a game plan that will work for the young kid.
What about Cam Peters? Does he handle pressure well?
He knows where he's going with the ball, and that's half the battle as well. And his safety blanket, I gave an A. The tight end, H-back, he knows where that kid is at all times, and he runs really good, and that could be a key for him as well, knowing when to hold, when to fold, and get out of town with that ball and be protective. And I think that's what he's got to make sure he understands in that game. And I know we talked about it earlier. You don't have to make every throw. A possession end, everybody in here knows a good possession will end with either a touchdown or a kick. That's all we want. And if he does that, if he handles that and not one of those possessions where sudden change, everybody's yelling for defense to jump off the bench and run on the field, I think, they still have a chance. So Cam, I think, does really good. The quarterback from PV does really good with that. But again, like I said, I give my edge to the young kid. And if, 15 is not 100%, I can't see Coach Taylor not riding with the kid that's got him to this point.
Can I ask the coach away? Coach, can I ask all the coaches a question? Because one of the things we're talking about the black and white, but how much, because now we're talking about Jacobian being the leader of the team, how much do intangibles matter for a leader like this to come out on that field in a championship game? How much do the intangibles matter in a game like this? Coach Fred, I'll start with you and we'll go around the horn.
I think it matters a lot. If you go back and you look, our history when I was at Alcorn was that the guy that brought us there usually didn't finish the dance. So you talk about Noah Johnson, and he didn't get a chance to finish it, but Felix had came in, like the kid at Jackson, and earned that deal to the point to where everybody was kind of like, Felix got it. He's got that he's got us. We're going to get behind him, even though Noah's the person that brought us here. So I think that's big, and he's earned the right to have those intangibles because he's got them to this point.
What about you, Coach? The intangibles, and you can talk about the intangibles with Cam Peters too. But let's start with Jacoby Morgan and Cam being the leader of that team, as they call him, the general, and how important it is if the Jack State the crowd, even themselves, see him walk out there and get hyped.
I just think it goes a long way. Just more, like say, in terms of the leadership, can he keep everything steady in a hostile environment? Like everybody know, sometimes being a quarterback is just being a winner, no matter what it is. If they go play ping pong, he gonna win. If they go fishing, he gonna win. That's the kind of guy you need at quarterback that can rally the troops no matter what the score is and keep everybody level-headed. That's when the intangibles, to me, mean something. Because I've seen great quarterbacks come out of high school, but if they didn't play at a winning program, I don't want any part to do with them. So it must be something to the kid if they call him the general, because that's a sign of respect.
Yeah. Coach LC Cole, what about you with the intangibles? How much do you think intangibles play? And you have won championships with players that are known for their intangibles. How important do you think for Jacoby Morgan coming out there, being the leader of the team, as to say, being called those intangibles?
Oh, I think it's real important. I always just talk about a kid. We had Darnell Kennedy That guy had all the tangibles. I mean, you look at a young man that went through three different coaches. He went through Ron Dickerson. He went through I get the other coach, and then he went through us, and it was just kind of like you just had confidence in all the players. Everything just had confidence in that kid, and I just said, man, this mother went through 3 head coaches, 3 different systems, and still put the ball up in the air and gain all those numbers and SWAC player of the year when he came out. And I think it's very important because the team feel very confident about that guy. I mean, like I said, he was just like Johnny. I mean, hey, they both sit in there, ate McDonald's, watched the film, everything. We got in the film. He was able to call the offense by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I could just went on and told JC to take a vacation, and Donnell Kennedy would have handled that. So don't think he was calling that when Donnell Kennedy was calling the plays, not JC.
Now, Coach Cole, I want you to now, Coach, you were a quarterback.
Yeah.
You were a quarterback whisperer. How big are the intangibles for Jacoby Morgan, being the leader of that team, coming out there and his brothers in arms see him back? How important is that intangible?
It actually, the backup, we were in the same situation as Jackson State. Leon Murray had tore his knee up in the middle of the year, maybe game 6 or 7. And we had a kid, Perkins, come right behind him and take us to the championship game and win it, So it can be done. Fortunately for those 2 kids, they were more on the same level as opposed to Lockhart being is Lockhart a true freshman or a redshirt freshman?
Right, freshman, yep.
Freshman.
True freshman,
So that's a lot of pressure on a freshman kid. And you can't take nothing. You can't say that it will and won't have nothing to do with the outcome of the game. But some freshman kids come in and their blood is ice cold. You know what I mean? But you got some of them get a little rattled or get a little shook up. But I think Lockhart has played enough games where he'll come in, cool, calm, but again, the game in that position is played up here.
But that's what I'm asking about, Coach. I want you to talk about Jacoby and Morgan because, again, when I'm here, more likely than not, he's going to come through that tunnel. So I'm asking you, with your TC Taylor, you got Jacoby and Morgan, his intangibles. Yeah,
it's very important. And unfortunate for him, it's very important that this team is his team. This is his team. This is Jacoby Morgan's team, and unfortunately he got injured. And I think it's very important that he be on the sideline. Very important.
Okay, Coach, we got everybody. Listen, we're about to come to the bend. Coach, do we want to do predictions? Do we want to get some predictions out of these guys?
Yeah, of course, man. They got TV time, man.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look, Fred ain't gonna be able to go back to Mississippi, or he gonna have to move out of Mississippi.
So this is what we'll do. Coach Cole will ask you for your prediction and reason why you gave what. We'll ask you for you. You don't have to give a score. You can say if you want to give a score, you can give a score. But tell us who you think will win, and tell us who you think will win and why do you think they'll win.
Well, I'm just because I'm a little bit biased to Jermaine because he coached at Texas Southern when I was there at Texas Southern, and I just seen him grow as a player, and I just seen that he's been consistently building programs and been winning since he's kind of like been in the business. And TC did the same thing. So when you start looking at both of them, they both have that right there. But I'm gonna push on the defensive side of the ball because I'm a defensive side guy. So I'm gonna push for Prairie View defensively. That's where the game is probably going to be won at.
Okay, Coach Northern, what you got?
So I don't do predictions.
Right, that's fine.
Because I say 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna probably be on the sideline. So some of these. Well, I ain't gonna call them dudes, but some guys, if you don't pick them to win, they get sensitive.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. I think it's gonna be a close game until about the 3rd quarter, and then I think it's gonna be a special teams blunder, a couple big plays that it's gonna be like 4 minutes that change the whole game. And I can see it being like 10-10 maybe at the half or something like that. And then at the end, it's going to, I think, in the 30s to 17s, either way. But it might be the special teams play that flipped the game or one big pass play that changed everything.
Coach Fred. Now you can take the same tack because I know you out there making some moves. So if you want to take the same tack as Coach North, that's fine. We totally understand.
Hey, you know how that go, Coach.
Yeah.
It's one of them deals where, you know, I pride myself on being part of the media now, so as well. But you know, the football side of it, and one thing that we didn't talk about is the surface. Friday's supposed to bring some rain. PV plays on turf. JSU plays on the grass. They've been in this thing. Who does that bother the most? Who's able to adapt the quickest in that situation? And it pains me when you said that, because it's like in my mind, I know what I gotta say. I know how I gotta lean, and here's why: because the champs are the champs, and Mr. Campbell from other shows, I'm always like, you got to go with the champs if somebody beats them, and they have the experience. So it's the experience takes over for me. They have the running game. If the young kid has to come out there, they have the running game to support him. And then I know Quinn, good friend of mine, again, he's in there right now, I'm sure, finding the tip. So it's one of them deals where it's going to pain me to say it, but I got to think the champs remain the champs. But I do think it's a close and competitive game.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
We're not going to let you get off of that. We already know where you kind of lean it, but tell them what you think.
Well, here's the reason why. Besides, everybody know that Tremaine worked up underneath me, is that it ain't gonna be no game where one team walking in there and just gonna blow out the other. That just ain't gonna happen to me. I think both teams play defense great. I think Prairie View's defense is more keep the ball in front of us. Let's come up and make the tackle. You got to be good on first down against them, because if you got to throw the ball, they're gonna go into that two Kathy, whatever they want to call that, and it's going to be hard. It gives quarterbacks fits. That's why on third down, they're the number one team in the nation. Jackson State's defense is, like you said earlier, Fred and Heiss, they come after you. They going to pressure you. Jackson State has always been that. They're going to try to out-athlete you. But what happens with that is the game go long. If that offense ain't scoring, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna make you remember some Heiss. When we came and took over y'all at Southern University, y'all had 22 returning seniors. Y'all would play man coverage in the locker room the whole week. And then they get in the game and hold everybody, but then one of them slip and fall, touchdown. Get tired at the end, touchdown. And when we came as a staff and started teaching them zone and where they could rest and take a play out, and they already could play man. So I'm saying that to say at Jackson State, when I seen them against Grambling, they let Grambling stay around. The offense didn't score, because when you down by 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, then you become predictable. They never made Grambling predictable. And that's what happened. And I think in this game, if Jackson State don't score early, I think at halftime, I think the best coaches, make great halftime adjustments. And some of them, most of the time, it's got to be offensively, to make halftime adjustments. But one thing about Prairie View, they don't keep that ball in front of them. They're going to try to shut down all the big plays. And if they can do that, man, they can make some things happen. But Jackson State is Jackson State. They're great on both ends. If you let them intimidate you, it's going to be a long night. But I just really think, man, that it's time for Prairie View. I just really think that Tremaine and his staff, not taking nothing away from T.C. Taylor's staff, I think they make the adjustments and they win a close one.
Hey, Coach, listen. I've had all the coaches. Now I'm gonna speak as a fan. You got the faith to do this. I've been around the SWAC a long time, there, Coach. Seen a lot of big games over there between State and West Street, over there at the vet, as they call it. I've been in there with 60-something thousand. Now, Coach, let me tell you something. Did you know no road team has ever won the SWAC championship?
I heard that before.
Do you know that Jackson State has won 3 out of the last 4 SWAC championship in that stadium, Coach. And Coach, I'm just gonna say something, Coach. I'm just gonna say something. Coach, I'm just gonna share something for you because I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, Coach. I'm from Jackson, and I'm just gonna say just one quick thing, just one. Let me see here. We get this thing here. Let's get this thing. Hold on. I had a problem with this. There we go, Coach. Listen here. When you hear this right here, Coach. Coach, you hear this right here? In Jackson, Mississippi. On Saturday, it's gonna be a football game. We're talking Walter Payne, Robert Brazil, W.C. Gordon. Champions are made on that field, Coach. And when them boys are Prairie View, in this way here, Coach, and I love Coach C. Jackson, but they won't be staying in Atlanta because the Coach is not going to see. Get ready here. I saw Coach. That's what we doing there, Coach. Jackson State. SWAC Championship. I'm sorry, Coach. I love y'all all. I'm sorry, the Tigers is rolling, man.
All right. Well, you see this man over, well, let me tell you about the Sonic Boom. You see this man over there, LC Cole? You see this other Cole boy? We don't spank Jackson State and the Sonic Boom ass for years.
But neither one of y'all.
Years. And I got a kid coming in there named Jermaine Jackson.
Like neither one of y'all a coach. That's why we got y'all here to review. Neither one of y'all are coaching. Now y'all can
I said we got one of our proteges,
okay.
Jermaine Jackson, is going to shut that down.
Coach, I'm just letting you know. When they get ready, come on, Coach. I thought Coach Cole about to break something up. So I'm just letting you know, Coach. When that thing goes.
Hey, I'm bringing that right there. That's a game ball. See that? That's a game ball.
Hey, go get
that's a game ball. Hey, I'm going to give it to you.
We put up 68 points on it.
See, I'm about to do that, Scotty. I was way back before the internet there, Coach. Way back before the
I know Scotty watching. I know he watching.
So they won the last 3 out of 4.
You, that Sonny Boone is off the chain. Hell, I got the. That's the SWAC, baby. You talking about
Coach? That's the SWAC. Listen, Coach. Listen, man. Listen. I had to laugh. I had to have a little fun with that, man. It wouldn't be me. Listen. I'm just gonna say this again. I think it's going. Honestly, I'm excited about this game because I think Coach Northern said and Coach Cole says, far as this matchup in this era, this is the coaching wise. You can't get any better coaching matchup.
That's right.
And I think what's going to be very good is going to be a great game to watch on TV. And for me, that's very important because you're going to get a lot of casual fans that's going to say, oh, the SWAC Championship, let me check it out. And I think you're going to see a high level of play on both sides. And I think what you're going to see, I think, again, and that's the reason why, and Coach, I'm saying this respectfully about Cam Peters. I don't think he can just turn around and just hand the ball off. I think Jack State. So the reason why I said about being an all SWAC before, I think he's going to, for them to win, he's going to have to be a star. I think he is a star. So I don't think he's just going to have to hand the ball. So when I say all SWAC, it's not him doing something outside himself. I think he has the ability to be even better because when you're in a championship game, that's what you have to do. Championship players make championship plays. Mm-hmm. So that we've seen Jacoby and Morgan do that. We've seen that running attack do that. We've got a championship coach, like I say, that's played that championship with Tremaine Jackson. And that's the reason why I'm excited. We have a championship coach with TC Taylor. So you're going to see championship type plays. So that's the reason why in the end, for me, with Cam Peters, I don't believe he can't be a pedestrian in this game. He's got to be a guy that makes the play and hold that trophy in the field if they're going to win.
Can you imagine, man, we got 2 guys that were playing for national championships in our championship in the SWAC. Jack was playing for Division II national championship, and TC Taylor played for HBCU national championship. Man, it's man, you talking about 2 great coaching staffers, 2 great head coaches, man. It's gonna be a battle, man. I mean, it's great. This brings back the old days. Come on, Campbell. Your W.C. Gordons against your Eddie Robinsons, your Marino Castles, man. It brings back just chills to my body. Heist, you've been in there, Fred, you kind of been around. LC, you faced some of the great ones, and Pete Richardson and Eddie and all those cats as well. Man, it's SWAC time, Coach.
It is.
We getting that edge back, and hopefully Marshall Falk can come in and because we need a Southern team to be good. We need a Southern team to be good. continue to be good. And so hopefully that we can get that together. Man, guys, I'm glad that you guys came on. Big bro, as always. Fred, man, I can't wait to get a chance to meet you. You know, Heist, man, you're a superstar, man. And I don't know why you ain't in coaching, but we talked off the field, man, and you know, you're a hell of a coach. Of course, you was a hell of a football player. You're a hell of a father, husband, man. I can't say enough about you.
Thank you.
Hopefully somebody can get you off the bench and get back out there, because I know you touch young kids, man.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
And I know LC and Fred, you know, they both looking for jobs now, and hopefully that won't take long, you know, and get them back on the sideline.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
You said they won 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah.
The one that they didn't win, who won that one?
Well, you know that. You know that. So listen. Listen. This is the thing about it. We had to come to the SWAC, and you know, show Grambling, follow with Grambling.
I found out how to get to the chat, and they were on you in the chat, so I was giving you an alley-oop.
Well, listen. Don't people in the chat listen, man. Listen. Okay, just real quick. And Coach Coles and Coach Northern, fam, you lost to Mississippi Valley. Y'all know that's a cardinal sin. We all know that, right? We all know that.
We all seen the last play of the game too.
Yeah, we all know that. So with that being said, as you all know, to be a champion, you got to have championship coaches. We'll see what happens, but I'll just tell you this: championship. Let me just say this. Congratulations, Mr. Valley. That's what I'll say. Because you know what? I'm going to end on a positive note. Because you know what? I talked to Coach Buckley. He's going to come back on HBCU Coaches Corner and talk about that great victory. And I'll just see it. Well, people try to get me
congratulations to him.
They try to get me in trouble.
I tried to give you the layup, man. I tried to give you the oop. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
off the backboard.
Hey, but like Coach Cole, like Coach LC did. One thing they can never do is take that trophy away from. We still will have been an HBCU champion in both the SWAC and the MEAC. So, hey, there you go.
Yeah. LC, any last words?
No, you all guys be blessed and go to the game. I might be at the game. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach North, you going to be at the game?
Yes, sir. I am going down. I said I'm gonna try to get there early and walk around and maybe give me a burger or something like that. I'm gonna call a game for Mike Prince on the Open Mic Network for Prairie View.
Nice.
I'm gonna get there early and try to give me a little something on the sideline.
Right. Coach Fred.
I'm trying to get my sideline credentials. Those folks in Jackson love me, so I don't want to disappoint them. Make sure I'm there in person and get some footage for this channel as well as the Blue Bloods, man, and kind of just want to be in it, want to be touch it. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Yes.
People, please support it. You don't know how much this means to have this on campus, being that, we were one of the first ones to have it on campus. And then I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you, Mr. Campbell, for bringing me on with the legendary Cole brothers and somebody who played under them, who could probably tell us the gazillion stories that I've heard. Because I've crossed paths with y'all and y'all don't even realize it. Like I coached at Stillman the year that they ended the football program, and everybody talks about the Cole brothers. So to be on with you guys, man, means a whole lot. And Mr. Campbell, you know how I feel about you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Fred.
Right.
Coach, it sounds like we can wrap this up. So we had the HBCU All-Star Roundtable talking about the SWAC Championship game. Coach LC Cole, Coach Northern, and Coach Fred, we appreciate you joining the HBCU Coaches Corner. And I tell you what, we're going to have to do, as a matter of fact, Coach, I'm just going to have to put it on wax. We're going to have to do this for the Celebration Bowl. I think folks want to see this. We're going to run this right back for the Celebration Bowl. What you think, Coach?
Now, we're trying to do it live, though, down in Atlanta, right? On Thursday.
I'm there. Let's do it. I'm there.
Coach, I already got it set up. All right. Come on, man. Atlanta's my city. I already got a hotel, already got it set up. No problem. Because that's what Rattlers do. I call it another Rattler, Coach. That's what we do. So
forget what these people in the chat talking about. That's what Rattlers do.
Oh, man, listen. They got, hey, Coach, see, one thing about me, I don't mind it because one thing, I love everybody. This is part of it, man. You got to take when you up on top, you talk your stuff. When you down on the bottom, you let them talk your stuff back to you. That's okay. We'll be back.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it, man. Don't forget me.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Coach?
Man, that was great, Coach, man. Man, you know, when we make milestones, man, and companies, ain't no HBCU, ain't no channel that does this for the HBCU SWAC Championship game. Ain't nobody gonna sit and talk. And then, you know, we got something special too for next week when they go down to the other the Celebration Bowl. So, man, again, man, I can't say enough about you. We miss our man Rocky. I know he watching. You down there sipping on pineapples.
Right.
This is one for you too, Rock. We miss you, man. Campbell, you did a great job, man, and running the show. And shit, man, I look forward to next week, next Tuesday, and also, I guess we'll decide whether we want to do a Thursday night or Friday night.
Right.
Maybe Friday night might be the best.
Coach, but here's the thing I want to say, and I think it's very important. This show has allowed a lot of our fans to see how great our coaches are. And I'm talking about for all the conferences we've had, coaches from the SIAC, the MEAC, the SWAC, you know what I mean? And everywhere in between because of your relationships and who and what you are. A lot of people tease about, Campbell and Cole is old school, it's new school. But I always tell you, you got to know where you came from to know where you're going. That's the one thing about it. You got to know. So, Coach, you know we're going to let you turn it over. Let me make sure I got the thing to set this thing up. That's not me. Hold on. I get you. Let me get you back. I need Coach Cole. Let me see here. Let me get you in there so you can close it out. Let me figure that out. Okay, let's see that.
Well,
I'll tell you what, Coach. I don't know how to. I'm going to let you. I'm going to hang out here with you. Go ahead and close it out, Coach.
Man, look, it's been a great show, man. I can't say enough about the gentleman that joined us. This game, man, it brings me back to the old days of seeing the greats go at each other. T.C. Taylor, Jackson State alum, Texas Southern, Tremaine Jackson alum, HBCU National Championship coaches. It just got all top quarterbacks in Cam Peterson, Jacoby, and Lockhart, super tailbacks, great defenses ranked not in the SWAC or in Black College, in the nation. 2 powerhouse offenses in the nation. Man, you can't ask for a better setup. Prairie View, I'm reaching out to you. Y'all need to get in the bus, flight, everything to get down there. You guys will finish off of filling that stadium because we know that Sonic Boom and them Jackson State fans is going to be there. They definitely going to be there. So Prairie View, get off your ass. For Christmas, take 2 or 3 gifts off the list, get on that plane flight or get in them cars and ride up there to see this fantastic contest. I can't say enough.
Now, Coach,
guys,
you got to tell them to tie the rope now, Coach.
It's a holiday. That's what I said. It's a holiday, and don't worry about no gifts, man. If ain't just getting up in the morning, it ain't rain on your head. You got a little food to put in your stomach. And for some of us, you got a job to go to. But if you feel yourself at the end of the rope, tie a knot and hold on tight because ain't nobody bad like you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. See you guys next week. HBCU Coaches Corner is signing out.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.